my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
Welcome to another episode of Action Video Game Talk. I'm your host, Scott Action Jackson. Thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. Once again, there's a list of news articles, so let's hop right into them. Square Enix has announced Theatrhythm Dragon Quest for 3DS. While details are scarce, we do know the game is due to release in Japan on March 26, 2015, and retails for 5,800 yen. For those after some hands-on time, although you'll need to be in Japan, Square Enix plans to show off a playable version of the game to the public at this year's Jump Festa event in Tokyo. As of right now, Theatrhythm Dragon Quest is a Japan-only title. A Square Enix representative told IGN that there is currently no plans for a release outside of Japan at the moment. For those yet to try the Theatrhythm series, it's kind of a musical, theatrical RPG. Although the RPG elements feel a bit wasted, the varied gameplay options, scaled difficulty settings, and plethora of unlockable goodies still make for an excellent rhythm experience. The Theatrhythm games are popular here in the US, even though I don't know how. I saw how one of them was played, and it was like trying to combine Guitar Hero with Final Fantasy somehow. It's kind of weird. Currently, this Theatrhythm Dragon Quest is only set to be coming out in Japan, but that doesn't mean that at some point it won't be coming here in the US, which it is possible. Plus, when it does, it'll probably be about, I don't know, maybe $30, $40 range area like the previous ones when they first came out. And currently this article says that this is coming to the 3DS. It doesn't say new 3DS. This might be one of those games that can work maybe on both systems once the new 3DS comes here in the US. Support for Nintendo's Amiibo figures continues to gain traction, with Bandai Namco announcing that One Piece Super Grand Battle X will support the collectible toys. A forum post on apforums.net of a scan from Japanese magazine Shonen Jump shows how each amiibo will affect the costumes of characters in the game. This isn't the first third-party game to support amiibo, as Bandai Namco announced support for amiibos in its upcoming Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy Plus. While One Piece is already available, the update won't be coming out until this winter, according to the scan. It will be interesting to see which game gets the distinction of being the first third-party game with amiibo support. Licensing director Damon Baker told IGN in November that Nintendo is looking to see what made sense in terms of interrogation for third-party partners. Imagine the future, he said. The sky's the limit. It's nice to know that some of these amiibo figures are going to be useful for some third-party games. And right here it shows One Piece Super Grand Battle X, which will be using the amiibos to use different costumes for the characters, I guess. And it also said for Bandai Namco, there's another game that they're going to be used with, and that's Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy Plus. Yeah, I know, that's a bit of a long title for an Ace Combat game. These amiibos seem to be a real handy, I guess, add-on for some of these games. I remember when the news first broke about amiibos, it's like, oh great, we got another Skylander ripoff. But no, they're becoming very popular and very handy now. I don't know if they've quite gone beyond the Skylander ripoff. To me, they are a lot better. I mean, they're figures that people know a lot more than the Skylanders, except for those who collect the Skylander figures. According to The Last Guardian creator, Fumito Ueda says The Last Guardian is currently in development under new conditions. Team Ico's future successor to Ico and Shadow of the Colossus has had a very troubled development cycle, with Ueda temporarily leaving the team and many delays. For its part, Sony has been steadfast in saying that the game was not cancelled and still in development. However, we now have confirmation from Ueda, who recently spoke out in an interview with Denki PlayStation, translated by Kotaku. In it, he suggests that problems he had with Sony have been ironed out, saying, "Talks with Sony Computer Entertainment on The Last Guardian have been ironed out, and we're making progress under completely new conditions. It's not clear whether new conditions means new business or creative terms with Sony, or, more likely, that the game is now being made for PlayStation 4, as many assume." From what I've heard, this game has been having so many issues and so many delays, it wouldn't be a surprise if they decide to make it for the PlayStation 4 instead. But at least we know that it's still being worked on. It's still making progress, which is a good thing, especially for those who've been waiting a long while for this to come out. The original creator did leave the project and has now been brought back under new conditions, which, like it says here, and many other people are assuming, would be for it to be made for the PlayStation 4 instead of the PlayStation 3, because the PlayStation 3 is becoming a bit dated. With as advanced as the gameplay that they've shown with this game, it probably would be better made for the PlayStation 4. Square Enix has officially announced that the HD remasters of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, which released in PlayStation 3 earlier this year, are indeed coming to the PlayStation 4. The games join the recently revealed port of the PC port of Final Fantasy VII, which is also heading towards the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy X and X-2 will be available as a download or at retail for $49.99 in spring 2015. Final Fantasy VII will be available as a download for $15.99. Square says that both ports will include system-exclusive features, but didn't reveal more on what it has planned. So that little bit of leaked info about the Final Fantasy X X-2 HD coming to PlayStation 4, and that's official. So I guess Square Enix and Sony are trying to make up for their bullshit that they pulled with the Final Fantasy VII reveal at the PlayStation Experience. But it's good to know that the X X-2 will be available as both a download and a retail copy. $49.99? That doesn't sound like a bad price. Now I know some people out there are going to be thinking, why should we care about this? We already got a PlayStation 3 version. Yeah, but can it play on the PlayStation 4? But now both of these are going to be coming out spring 2015. Don't know if they're going to be the same date, or the same week, or the same month. It probably would make sense for them both to come out maybe on the same date, since in one view they're both going to be downloadable. Borderlands Remastered Edition has been given an MA 15+ classification by Australian Classification Board, according to a listing on the board's official website, possibly indicating a re-release on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The original Borderlands, Borderlands 2, and Borderlands pre-sequel all appeared on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 previously. While it is unclear which Borderlands title the rating is specifically for, the site lists both Gearbox Software, developer of Borderlands 1 and 2, and 2K Australia, developer of Borderlands the pre-sequel, as authors. 2K Games is also listed as the publisher. If Borderlands Remastered Edition is a high-definition remake for new generation systems, it would join a high-profile list of remastered games, including The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto V, and Halo the Master Chief Collection. Currently, a Borderlands Online PC and mobile game is in development by Shana Games exclusively for the Chinese market. The second Borderlands the pre-sequel add-on is also due for release on December 16th. I'm guessing that this would just be a remastered or complete edition of the first Borderlands games that would be brought over to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, officially nothing has been confirmed from Gearbox Software, 2K Games, or 2K Australia. So this could be the same situation that we had with the Final Fantasy X X-2 being leaked for PlayStation 4 and then later on officially confirmed by Square Enix. But I don't know why they're guessing Borderlands 2 or the pre-sequel, because knowing these video game companies, they want to try and release one at a time to test it out. Unless they want to plan ahead and maybe thinking about releasing both 1 and 2 as remastered editions, but tease the first one first. as a fan of Borderlands, I would get this. I would definitely get this if it comes out for the PlayStation 4. And I'm sure other Borderlands fans out there who have both the new generation systems would probably be picking this up too. Mortal Kombat developer NetherRealm Studios has announced that it's working on a WWE mobile title called WWE Immortals for release in 2015 on iOS, mobile, and Android devices. Philosopher Game Studios, who developed 5 of the games on Connect Adventures, is assisting with development, and it'll be free to play. No other details are available at the moment, and given that publisher Warner Bros. Is teasing a run-up of features and news to launch, it seems there won't be enough time to put out the game in early 2015. I don't quite know what to say about this. NetherRealm Studios working on a WWE mobile title called WWE Immortals, and it's for iOS, mobile, and Android devices. I'm expecting maybe like a brutal combat style. Then again, I don't know. This has just recently been announced, so I have no problem with the title of the game. Of course, that's assuming it fully comes out. Last time when we had some type of WWE mobile title game that was supposed to be coming out was that, I guess, updated WrestleFest game. And it was eventually supposed to be brought over to the systems, but it got canceled or something. So, my opinion on this, I'll probably have a better opinion once I see some kind of trailer or footage. But as of right now, as a wrestling fan, it does have my curiosity. Well, that's it for this episode of Action Video Game Talk. Once again, thanks for joining me today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching or listening to this episode. Later on, I'll have the separate clips up if you want to check those out, which most people still seem to do, more than the full episode itself for some reason. Down below, I'll have the Facebook page if you want to go check that out too. So, until next time, bye!